Good morning, Queen Mary students. Welcome back. I hope that you enjoyed my last video and made your own fireworks in a jar. And I also hope that you're going to get outside today and enjoy this nice, sunny, beautiful weather. Today, we are going to be making putty, which is a thicker consistency than slime. And I'm also going to show you how to make bouncy balls. But for both projects, we're going to need borax, a half a cup of water. Warm to slightly hot water works the best. For the putty, which we're going to be making first, we're going to need 1 teaspoon, a fork, glue. For the putty, I'm just going to use blue glue, and of course your bowls. So what you're going to do first is you're going to use a half a cup of warm to slightly hot water, and you're going to mix 1 teaspoon of your borax solution in with your warm water until it is fully dissolved. So for the putty, I've already gone ahead and done that. Next, I'm going to use blue glue for our putty actually today. So for our putty, we're going to need 3 tablespoons of glue. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pour my 3 tablespoons of my blue glue into the bowl. 1, 2, and 3. Set that aside. Okay, once you have your glue poured into your bowl, you're going to take a fork and you're just going to slightly mix it. Okay, until you see it thickening up. Once you see it thickened up into kind of like a blob that looks like this, you're going to take it out of your bowl and you're going to start kneading, just like you would do with slime. And if you find that it's still a little bit sticky, you can put it back into your bowl, mix it a little bit more with the borax. That will take the stickiness out. Okay, and you're just going to continue kneading it until it thickens up nicely. And if you want to make a lot more than this, you can add more glue. I just use 3 tablespoons of glue, but you can always mix some more glue in with your borax if you would like to make more. Okay, just going to keep mixing it. Finding it's still a little bit sticky, I'm just going to dip it back into the borax solution. Squeeze it out. And the more you play with it, the more it forms. Like I said, this is a lot thicker than slime, so you still will get a little bit of stretch to it. It's just a lot more firm. Okay. So as you can see, it's forming nicely. And starting to become a little bit stretchy. This is a great stress reliever. I actually made some last week and I find myself using it more and more. Okay, you might even want to give a squeeze to your putty when you're doing schoolwork. Might help to maintain your focus on some of the work that you're doing with school. Okay, so this is a good consistency. Okay, and as you can see, it's nicely formed. Again, the more you play with it, the more it's going to stretch out a little bit more. All right, so here is your putty. Just hold it a bit closer to the camera so that y'all can see. There's your putty. Now, next, making your bouncy balls, it's the same idea, except that you're adding more borax to the water solution. So let's go ahead and I'll show you how to make your bouncy balls. Maybe you can take them outside today and bounce them around. Here's your putty one last time. So it should be this same consistency as this when you're done. And again, the more you play with it, the more it's going to stretch out. Okay, so moving on. So that's your putty. Now we're going to get started with our bouncy balls. So for our bouncy balls, what I've done, I've already mixed 1 tablespoon. You're gonna need 1 tablespoon of borax, which is the same as what you measured your glue in for your putty. And you're gonna mix your 1 tablespoon of borax in with your 1/2 cup of warm water until it's fully dissolved. Again, the warmer the water, warm to hot water works best. Seems to dissolve a lot better. Okay, so once we have our water in our borax solution and your borax is fully dissolved, for our bouncy balls, we're going to use 1 to 2 tablespoons of glue. So for this, I'm going to actually use the glow-in-the-dark glitter glue, and I'm gonna mix with the clear glue. So I'm gonna use, oops, wrong spoon, this spoon out of the way. So we're gonna use 1 tablespoon of our glitter glue. There's 1. Dump that in there. And I'm also going to use 1 tablespoon of clear glue. So the glue, this clear glue and this colored blue glue that I use for the putty, I just picked that up at Dollar Tree. The Elmer's glue I did pick up at Walmart, but you can use any type of glue you want. The dollar store glue works fine. Okay. I'm gonna dump in 1 tablespoon of our clear glue. And we're going to mix them together. Again, I'm going to use a fork. Okay, you're going to mix it until it starts to form a blob like it did with the putty. But because you're using more borax with the bouncy ball, it's going to form a lot better and it's going to form a lot quicker. And I found too with the putty, if you roll that into a ball, it does bounce as well. But this will bounce a lot better and stay together a lot better. Okay, so once we have it mixed, again, we're going to take it out of our borax solution. And we're just going to start kneading it. Squeezing out the excess water. Again, the more you play with it, the more it's going to become formed. So I didn't receive many comments in my comments section of my fireworks in a jar. Maybe you guys should start trying these more at home and leave some comments down below so that I can see how you're making out with these projects. Hopefully everybody tries making these ones today as the weather warms up a little bit. Next week I think I'm going to show you how to make sidewalk chalk paint, so you can take that outside as well. Okay, so once it starts to form, you're gonna just roll it into, keep rolling it into a ball. Mix that glue up really nicely. And again, if you're finding that it's still a little bit sticky, you can dip it back into the borax solution. Okay, so once we have it formed into a nice little ball, okay, you're just gonna let it dry a little bit, and then once it's dry, you can go ahead and bounce it. I'll show you with the one that I made last week. Just form it again into a ball so you can all see. So there we go, guys. That's how you make your bouncy balls. This one's hardening now. Woo! And your putty. Okay, so happy making. Let me know down below how things work out, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye!